What did you go through, without wanting to be impersonant about your own situation? What did you go through yourself as a young gymnast?
I mean, I grew up in gymnastics from, mid-80s through to the 90s, where it was very much the norm. From the age of 7, I recall, my coach trying to get me to wear grips on bars and, them not fitting me, so I didn't want to wear them, and him punishing me by making me stay on the bars for hours until my hands ripped and bled, and then putting me down and putting surgical spirit on them, or putting astroturf underneath the bars. So, when I would drop my legs from a skill, I would burn my feet. So this was, all the things that were needed to be a champion back in those days. And I said, it was very strange because, we have conversations as ex-teammates and we tell stories about things that used to happen, and we laugh about it because it was just so normal for us. But it's only when you tell regular people that have never dealt with high level sport or in gymnastics that they go, wow, that's actually crazy. That's abuse. That's not normal. Like, how are you jumping out of 2nd-story windows to go to a chip shop to get food because you were hungry and they wouldn't let you eat? So it's a bit of it's a very tough one. It's a tough one because I feel like my era was very much, that was normalized when I made my second comeback after 2012. As much as it wasn't as prominent in the sport, there were still very much coaches that would do that.
So your argument is this culture was not necessary to create winners. If it wasn't about creating better athletes, what was this abuse about, Lisa?
I think that it was very much, the Nadia Comaneci era came in, and the Soviets came over, and, we had a lot of Russians, Romanians, Bulgarians, that was the way that they've created world, Olympic and European champions. And that was, what we aimed to achieve, and the whole aesthetic of a gymnast. I mean, we talk about women's gymnastics, it's definitely not women's gymnastics. If you look at, gymnasts, there's nothing that you can look at and say, well, that's a woman. They look like children. The overtraining and this, slowing down, puberty. And when you hit puberty, oh Lord, if you hit puberty and you get some hips and a boob on you, you're called fat, and, you're told to, reduce your intake of food or water because you're holding water. And it's all very much based on aesthetics and what you look like in a leotard. And if you look at most other sports, gymnastics is very much one of the sports that you see a lot of the female body, and it's very on show. So to nitpick at, little girls' bodies basically is what we're doing. Yeah. It's something that, just like I said, it became the norm.
I know that when you returned for your second coming, you didn't take any nonsense. You were far more confident and self-possessed. Have you been left with any scars from this mentally, Lisa?
I think I've always been very strong-minded, if I'm very honest. There would definitely be, I remember going for the Olympics and I was living at the National Centre and I was told that I was fat and I needed to lose weight. I was 18 at the time, and I was weighing 58 kilograms. I definitely wasn't overweight in any shape or form, but I was told that I had to drop, multiple kilos. And I just got to the point where I just said, when I can't do my skills anymore, then I'll drop some weight. But there's nothing I can do. I was training 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. I'm not eating like to the extent where we're eating McDonald's all the time. No. We're in a national facility. You tell me what I'm eating most of the time anyway. So what?
Too right. Lisa, you're a hero for all of the medals you won, and you're a hero for calling out this appalling abuse.